Before we start the movie, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new content. This story revolves around a boy who experiences a unique kind of love from his mother during his childhood. In his pursuit of love, he starts to see himself as an adult. As the story unfolds, we'll see what happens to this boy and how he discovers love. The film begins in a small village in Poland, where we see a mother and her son, Patrick. This village has a very small population, but it's a tourist area. Patrick's father works far away, leaving his mother and son alone in the village. Patrick has lived here since childhood, so he always feels lonely, as his entire world revolves around his mother. He plays with her, rides bikes with her, swims with her, and spends time by the lake with her. He has no other friends, his whole world is just his mother. Patrick and his mother share an emotional bond, with daily routines like racing along the train tracks near their village. Their relationship is pure and full of love for Patrick, with no one else involved. But his life takes a turn when tourists begin visiting the village with their children during the summer holiday. Families gather and enjoy their vacation, but Patrick struggles to connect with anyone. He notices that his mother starts going out late at night and leaves him home alone. At first, he doesn't think much of it, but he soon realizes she leaves every evening after receiving a phone call, sometimes returning very late at night. When she does come back, she spends little time with him before making excuses to leave again. We come to understand that she's in a relationship with another man, leaving her child alone while she enjoys herself with a stranger, and she does this again the next day. This pattern leaves an impact. Patrick feels abandoned and starts to experience anxiety and depression due to his loneliness. One day, Patrick notices a new girl in the neighborhood named Mika, who seems to be spending her summer vacation there. Patrick tries to befriend her, but since he's much younger than her, she ignores him. On the following evening, as his mother prepares to go out again, he becomes frustrated and spills a glass of juice on her dress. His mother scolds him, not realizing the depth of his loneliness and pain. After changing her dress, she leaves to meet her boyfriend. Feeling both curious and upset, Patrick decides to follow his mother and discovers that she's meeting another man. On his way, he spots a deer wandering alone on the road. The sight of the deer reminds Patrick of his own abandoned loneliness in the village. Just like the small animal, this realization gives Patrick a sense of comfort, and he decides to try making new friends. The next day, Patrick approaches Mika again, and after talking for a while, they become friends. Mika says that her parents are divorced and that she often feels lonely too. Their shared experiences bring them closer, and Patrick enjoys spending time with her. They do activities that Patrick once used to do with his mother, like biking, swimming, and relaxing by the lake. Patrick discovers happiness in his friendship with Mika, and his loneliness starts to fade. Spending time with his new friend Mika brings Patrick some relief from his isolation and anxiety. Gradually, he begins to feel less important to his mother. The next day, a woman arrives at Patrick's house. It's the wife of the man with whom Patrick's mother is having an affair. She can't confront Patrick directly, and since his mother isn't home, the woman breaks down in tears because Patrick is just a child. Patrick tries to comfort her by offering her some food. That evening, Patrick's father calls, and his mother speaks with him. After the call, she warns Patrick not to tell his father about her affair. She even makes him swear to keep it a secret. Patrick hopes this secret will bring them closer, and his mother promises to spend more time with him. But his hopes are shattered, as his mother still doesn't care for him any more than before. Patrick becomes so frustrated that he begins hiding the house keys to stop her from leaving. Sometimes, she even hits him just so she can leave and meet her boyfriend. Patrick finds solace in his new friend Mika. They spend a lot of time together at the local lake, swimming and playing games. But this happiness doesn't last long. Mika is harassed by an older boy who seems to intimidate her. Patrick is too young to protect her from the group, but it deeply hurts him. The older boy even warns Patrick to stay away from Mika. One night, Patrick follows his mother and sees Mika spending time with the older boy, which makes him feel betrayed. He becomes even more frustrated, believing that his life is slipping back into loneliness. That night, when his mother returns home late, Patrick tries to get her attention, but she goes straight to bed, leaving him feeling deeply alone. The next morning, Patrick met Mika, and she was visibly frightened and ran away without saying a word. Patrick chased after her and asked if the older boy had done something bad to her, urging her to tell him what had happened. She began to cry but remained silent, which convinced Patrick that something terrible had taken place. In a fit of rage, Patrick confronted the older boy, but how could a small child possibly stand up to someone much stronger? Later, Mika approached Patrick and tried to comfort him, suggesting that they could still be good friends. But Patrick was deeply hurt by Mika's perceived betrayal and his mother's neglect. He couldn't forgive her. His emotions got the better of him, and he lashed out at Mika, saying hurtful things. Now heartbroken, Mika left Patrick alone once again, consumed by anger, sorrow, and abandonment. Patrick was completely confused. He was just a young child who didn't know how to process everything happening around him. His mother never supported or guided him. With no parental direction, he lived in his small house, doing what he thought was right, while emotions piled up inside, leaving him utterly frustrated. One night, Patrick's mother returned home crying. It seemed she had either fought with or broken up with her boyfriend. After that, she stayed sad for several days, but Patrick was glad she was there and started taking care of her. One evening, as expected, Patrick's father returned home. Patrick felt that his summer vacation was going to be amazing because his dad had promised to spend it with him. The family started spending happy moments together, and Patrick was overjoyed to see his mom and dad together again. His loneliness slowly began to fade, and his anxiety lessened. One night, while playing with Patrick, his father casually asked if his mother had met anyone or stayed out late while he was away. Patrick had promised his mother to keep her secret, so he didn't tell his father about her affair. But his father seemed suspicious due to the noticeable changes in her behavior. Then Mika came to Patrick and asked to talk. They went biking and swimming together. Mika told Patrick that her summer vacation was almost over and that she'd have to leave soon. She felt sorry for hurting him, but there was nothing she could do. Patrick returned home and saw the same woman who had visited earlier leaving their house. When he went inside, he found his father sitting in the bathroom, crying. Patrick realized that the woman must have told his father about his mother's affair. After all, her husband was the man Patrick's mother had been involved with. His devastated father decided to quit his break and return to his job, possibly never to come back. Patrick's mother tried to convince him to stay, but once trust is broken in a relationship, it's nearly impossible to repair. The summer holiday came to an end, and Patrick had to return to school. His mother got him ready and walked him to school. They walked silently along the road, not saying a word to each other. Patrick was extremely angry with his mother, because his father had left him due to her selfish behavior. Because of her actions, he couldn't connect with anyone. He became mentally distressed, unable to talk to other children, and never received his mother's love. And that's where our film ends. If you enjoyed the movie, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future content.